Marianne and Nico back for another T-Touch video. And I've kind of screwed the order up again because I took the belly lift and the python lift out of this particular plan because I'm going to have to do something different with the camera, especially with the belly lift. I've done the belly lift before. I don't know how I'm going to do the camera work, but we'll get her done. So anyway, we're going to do today the rest of the T-Touch except for the python lift and the belly lift. And we're going to start with the tail touch. Now, her tail is that long. That's it. It's about 3.5 inches. Of course, it was docked when she was probably 3 days old. They probably did the tails and dew claws about day 3. I don't know if there was trauma, but I just have to assume there is or was. I know one reason why they do that. The boxer tail is just so incredibly powerful. And in the United Kingdom now, where they cannot crop or dock anymore, they're having horrible time with some of the boxers and some of the dogs with stronger tails. They're breaking their tails, and that's pretty painful. So we'll see. But here's her little stub of a tail, and it's not very big. It is not. But we can take it around like this. That's a good girl. Yeah. And going along the length of her little tail. And boy, does her tail move when she gets excited. I mean, it goes 95 miles an hour. And each little bone, and there just aren't there many of them. And we can move the tail up and down and to the sides. Yes, and around. And maybe do some T-Touch circles right around the tail. And then there's also the traction. Just pull it out just a little bit of traction there. Hold for a little bit. And then slowly release it. And that's a good little tailie. Is that your tailie tail? We'll do another little traction here. Good. Good job. So that's the tail touch and the tail traction. And now we're going to move on to lick of the cow's tongue. Okay, now this seems to be, to me, a lot like Noah's March and effleurage. The whole idea is to calm the dog and get a little bit of circulation going. But on this one, you curve your fingers and you come up the belly to the back, nice and slow, up on the top of the back, down the limbs. And I've got my fingers are curved. And it seems to just kind of relax her a little bit. Well, before we go any further, you've probably noticed all these horrible bruises. No, I do not have some horrible disease. I have old woman skin, and the older I get, the thinner my skin is. My mother had this. I know that there's a component of genetics in there. I just rubbed the side of right here on a box, and look what happened. But I want to let you know, I'm not filled with some disastrous disease. Okay, now we go, I like this one. It's the Tarantula. And let's just stay right here. That's a good girl. Okay. It reminded me, though, of living in Tucson, Arizona when I was a kid and having to deal with tarantulas. But put your thumbs together and, you're just going to use your fingers to kind of pull along here Yes. Okay. And you go with the grain of the hair, go with the growth of the hair, and here we go. Yes, I know. Does that feel funny? Does that feel funny? I'm not, it's very light, so I'm not sure why she is. And the fingers just kind of pull along the skin, right, with the thumbs that stay together. And I did it on my leg, and I thought it sounded, I mean, it felt pretty good, except that I could see where it might be ticklish for some. But I really like that one. Okay. And then there's the zigzag. The zigzag is another one. And I think this is, I mean, it sounds so much like the lick of the cow's tongue, except that you're going with and against the hair growth with all the angles. So you curl your hands over, keep your wrists straight, relax there. But you can go up and over and down and around and down and up and over and around. And it just seems to me like this would be very similar to the lick of the cow's tongue. And I might be wrong, but it just seems like it is. But we will be going in different angles. And it's a little more, I think, a little more vigorous than the lick of the cow's tongue. I hope I'm right about that. But it seems like from your video and from me working on her, it just seems like this is a little bit more vigorous, maybe to get her in tune for what we're doing. And now the hair slides. Well, this kind of cracks me up because, see, she just doesn't have hair. Look at this, just hair. But I'm pulling up what I can get. I mean, her hair is just, there's just not anything there. It's just a naked girl. But I can pull up some hair just very gently. And I got my son's boxer, who was going to be staying with me for a few days. She's coming in later this week, and so it'll be the same. It'll be a nice muscular dog with no hair and no tail. Huh? Your sister's coming to visit. Yes, she is. So that is that, but then we always end with Noah's March. We start with Noah's March and we end. Oh, that's so pretty. That's a good girl. Huh? Which just helps them, I think, get it all together. Everything that they've been through, from the tail to the mouth with the raccoon touch to everything. And maybe the Noah's March is just, let's just put it all together. All right. And we will do another one, but it will be the python lift and the belly lift because I'm going to I can't do that on the bed. So that's it.